like to rephrase the question, how deep do you want to pull your vacuum? And then speaking of holding poses, when you're holding the vacuum, right, and they're making you go rounds and switch between the person next to you, how much do you exhale before you pull the vacuum, right? Because I can pull a vacuum exhaling for only a couple of seconds, or I can exhale for like 10 seconds and still pull the vacuum, right? But it's a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So it's like to rephrase the question, how deep do you want to pull your vacuum? Because if it's too deep, I feel like you get gassed too quickly. Right?
Exactly, because you mentioned it correctly. The longer you exhale, the longer you hold your breath. Because the moment you exhale, that's the moment you kind of hold your breath. So sometimes when they say frontal biceps, you then too long, then it's gonna take away from the oxygen that you could have taken in beforehand. Presentation, like you can look as great as you want, but the presentation on stage is ultimately what can win or make you lose a show. Even if you look the best, objectively, your physique, if you can't show it, it doesn't matter. So you might as well show like a 90% presentation and try to go for 100, and all of a sudden it's going to go to 10% where you can't even do the pose normally. So it's kind of like finding that balance between the vacuum and not making it too perfect, but just enough so you have enough conditioning for the rest of the round as well.